Hey guys, I'm Hannah, and today I am going to be talking about con etiquette. If you're wondering where I've been, I'm in college. So now that I have a little bit of free time, I'm hoping to get back into the swing of things with YouTube and creating videos that people will really like to see. And since my main focus right now, other than college, is cosplay, I'm going to be talking about that a lot. I have 10 videos planned so far, and this is the first of those 10. So I'm hoping to get those up in the next few months. I'm not going to give myself a set date because I'm really bad with deadlines. So I am a cosplayer. I have been going to cons since I was 14 years old, and I have seen some things. It's time to get into it. Alright, so I have this in kind of do's and don'ts columns, but I'll talk in general first. If you are going to a con, be a good person. That's what this video is about, how to be a good person. Because for some reason, some people think that because you're dressed up in costume or you're in character, that every single bit of morality in you has to go out the window, and that is absolutely not true. Just because you're in a costume does not mean you have to be that character. I dress as Deathwing. Do you see me destroying the con floor? Absolutely not. I stay in my lane. So, Deadpool. Just please use common courtesy. I shouldn't even have to make this video, but some people, I understand, because we're all dressed up crazy, some people don't like to dress up, and that's perfectly fine and okay. You might just be there to get some new collectibles, which is, like I said, perfectly fine and okay. But if you were interacting with someone in cosplay, or if you are a cosplayer yourself interacting with another person, please follow these do's and don'ts. I will start with the don'ts because I think they're the most important to know. First one that I have is don't critique costume. Don't critique costumes as in if it's like something that they can't fix, I like to say within 5 minutes, don't tell them. If it's like, hey, your makeup's smudged a bit right here, they can probably fix that. If it's kind of like your wig is a little crooked, your makeup's a little smudged, tell them, of course. If they have something that's kind of like wonky on their outfit, that's like, you know, something's like falling crookedly that you think can be fixable, sure. I'd like to know if my thigh piece is down at my shin, of course. So yeah, tell them. But if it's something like you missed a spot of paint there, or you should be wearing contacts, not glasses, or this thing's the wrong color, or you don't have this, or this is different, leave it alone. You make the costume yourself. Just leave it alone. Not all of us have had the time, money, or material to go and make a perfectly accurate BlazCon-worthy costume. So don't expect that if you're going to a local con and you see Sailor Moon without her magical girl thing. It's been a long time since I watched anime, but she's got the magical girl wand thing. See a Sailor Moon without that, leave it. Leave it be. Let Sailor Moon have her fun. Just don't critique others unless it's something that you know that they might want to know and can fix. Don't be rude just to be rude. The next one is don't put yourself down, especially if you're fishing for compliments. It's very, what's the word? Very prominent in forms of the arts like traditional art, drawing, painting, theater, music, etc. And there's no difference for costume, because cosplay combines all of those things. So if you're walking up to an artist and they're like drawing in their sketchbook and you're like, oh my god, you're so good, I can't even draw a stick figure. What do you want me to say to that? Like, sorry, can't draw a stick figure, just keep practicing. Anyway, you get what I'm saying, is like the people who kind of just go like the, oh my god, I can't do this, I can't sing, and you know that they're really kind of like, oh my god, no, you're so great. Like, of course I'm gonna say that, but it still puts like a barrier between you and the conversation going forward. It's just you now, because you put the other person in a very uncomfortable position to talk, because you're putting yourself down while putting them up on a pedestal. And it's kind of like, if they say anything, they're not denying what you're saying, but if they deny what you say, then they're doing the same thing that you're doing to them, and it knocks their, like, they're saying that they don't like their work, and it just gets really complicated, and it's just not nice to do. Ask them for tips, but don't fish for compliments. Alright, the next one is, do not be overly touchy or touch someone without permission. Costumes are fragile. They're fragile. Very fragile. Like, I had someone at my last con a couple days ago kick off a spike on my boot because they were walking too close to me. But I've also had people, when they take pictures, I'll be wearing like big shoulder pads that have like really fragile spikes on them, and they'll put their hand on my shoulder, and I'll hear the spike just kind of go, it just kind of snaps a little bit. And do you know how unfun it is at that point to get your picture taken while someone's breaking your costume? It's really a great time. If you ask to like hug someone or touch someone, please ask. Because like, if you get someone running up to you and hugging you, it's gonna have the same effect. Like, these costumes are fragile, and some people just aren't into that. Some people aren't into the touchy thing. Like, I'm a very affectionate person. I hug all of my friends. I'm really close with them. I'll put my arm around them. Like, I'm a very like friendly, loving, open person. And I'm never going to do that without permission, unless you're like my best friend and I know you're not gonna care at all. But please ask permission before you touch anyone, even if it's just an arm around the shoulder, an arm on the back. Some people just are not okay with that. I know that like most people are, but some people aren't, and you have to respect people. And that's what this whole video is about, is respecting people, but it's gotta be said. Do not be uppity about your costume. Just don't be arrogant. Don't be that guy that's like, well, I did this and I did this, and just like me. Like, if somebody asks you about your costume, sure, tell them like, here's how I did this and here's how I make this, but you're putting that social barrier around yourself again. This is a very social environment, and it's really hard to talk to people and enjoy yourself if you're kind of like fogging the air with this talk of like, I did this and I'm this and I'm this and I would this and I've been here and there. Like, good for you. Some people at cons have been like, oh, did you pay for all your materials yourself? Did you do that all yourself? I did mine all myself. Yeah, I did. Usually I will have my parents stand by and help me with kind of like tedious tasks because my ADHD can't take it, and we've all kind of learned collectively about cosplay. My dad's really good with lighting, and my mom's really good at the sculpting. So if I'm like really running low on a deadline, I will get them to help me, but I've never ever taken the credit away because I know how hard it is for all of us. So I will tell people, it's like, yeah, my dad helped me with the lighting, and someone will be like, oh, well, I made my costume all by myself. I sewed it for 38 hours straight. I didn't sleep or eat or drink. Good for you. Surprised you're not dead. Why are you here? Go home. If you're that serious about it, go to like BlizzCon, like get out. Why am I keep saying BlizzCon? I just want to go to BlizzCon. If anybody wants to buy me tickets. Yeah, like, I'm not saying that you can't be proud of your work, of course. I'm just saying that there's a big difference between being proud of your work and being so far up your own that you can't see anyone else's work to be as good as yours. I'm always impressed with what I see at cons, and I'm always asking about other people's advice and tips and how they painted this or did that, because I find cons to be a learning experience. It doesn't have to just be me. It's a community event. Alright, here's my favorite do not. Why do I keep doing this? I'm like, not a cute guy, I guess. Do not gatekeep. Do not gatekeep. Do not gatekeep. When I say this, there's a very negative aura about certain kinds of people, certain genders, certain this and that can or can't do things. Specifically, if you were not aware, I am a woman. Yes, I know, it's very shocking. So, usually as a woman, I will get people, when I'm in my very intricate World of Warcraft cosplays, I've played Warcraft for 11 years, and I've been cosplaying for, well, since I was 14, but I've been doing armor for 2 years. When I'm in my Warcraft cosplays, I will have certain groups of people come up to me and be like, oh, so you're cosplaying this? Alright, so tell me what happened on this day at this exact time with this timeline. And I'm like, I didn't know I had to like read an encyclopedia to dress as a character. Like I said, I've been playing for 11 years. I know my stuff. I play it for the lore. But I'm not sitting here like digesting the lore every chance I get. I'm a college kid. The most recent one that I could think of is with my Deathwing cosplay. I posted a video on TikTok to show off my new costume, and I immediately got a comment within the first 24 hours of it being up that said, oh, so you're cosplaying Deathwing? Alright, well tell me his real name and his original aspect. Like, yeah, I'm cosplaying Deathwing. You'd think if I put in hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a costume, months of my time and effort, that I would know a little bit about who I'm cosplaying. I always do prior research and make sure that I really do enjoy the character that I cosplay, because I know that I have to sit there before a con and do hours of research just so I don't get this stupid gatekeeping crap. And my favorite part is when they follow it up with flirting. Somebody asked me the same things about my Toronto Whisperwind, who I have on the wall right here, because I really thought that picture was hilarious. So, but after I got my whole like gatekeeping spiel about like, the guy goes up to me and goes, so do you need a Malfurion? If you aren't familiar with Warcraft, that's like her significant other. Don't be annoying. I have like so many other little things on this list, but we can literally chalk it up to don't be that guy. Do not pester others. Don't poke them, don't yell at them, don't annoy them. If you see that they are clearly uncomfortable with whatever you're doing, whether you're flirting with them or talking with them, gatekeeping them, if you are doing anything that anybody seems the slightest bit uncomfortable with, apologize and walk away. It's not worth making someone uncomfortable and ruining their con experience. Don't flirt with people at cons, especially if they're clearly uncomfortable with being talked to or flirted with in the slightest. It doesn't matter what they're wearing. And another big thing about this is, I hate saying it, but because of these facts, I have hard avoided a specific cosplay. Every con I go to, I will do a hard turnaround just to avoid most people in this specific costume, and I already know you know what it is. Deadpool. I've been targeted by so many different Deadpools for so many different things. I've had people like pulling arrows out of my quiver during a photo shoot and like just like collecting them in their hand from my quiver while someone's taking a picture of me. I've had them come up to me and gatekeep me, flirt with me. Listen, I know Deadpool's character is all about being annoying and quirky and just a general butthole. Does that mean that because you are under a mask, you feel that you have so much anonymity to ruin someone else's day to be in character? No, it doesn't. It means that you wanted to dress as Deadpool. Does not mean that you have to be Deadpool. You don't have to shout at people. You don't have to run up to people and pester them. You don't have to flirt with them. You don't have to make them uncomfortable. I'm not saying this specifically to Deadpools, but I've gotten most of these negative things from someone in a mask. Just because you think that you're anonymous under that mask does not give you the right. It's not the same thing. You can't just think that because you're anonymous on the internet and you're anonymous under a mask that it gives you the right to forget basic human decency for even a second. Imagine if someone did that to you. Alright, so before I get stupid mad, let's get into the do's. So, do. Bring a friend or handler, especially if you are in armor or you are in anything slightly revealing. I always bring my parents as my handlers because they help me and watch me with my costume creation, so they know if something is off or wonky, I can fix it. And they can tell me all of these critiques before I go on stage, before I get like way too deep. Yeah, there we go. In way too deep. And I have like a major malfunction in the middle of the con. They can tell me, hey, this thing is about to go down, please fix it. So I always bring my parents, and they can usually help me if I have trouble seeing or if I can't walk much. They can kind of guide me. And they can also, if I'm wearing big gloves or big armor and I can't reach over the table, I can point things out to them that I want to purchase. And because I'm too stupid to put pockets in my clothes, they can also hold on to my card or my cash and keep track of everything that I'm buying or looking at, and they can really help me enjoy my con experience. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Another do that kind of goes with this, bring a cosplay repair kit. Right, so when I say a cosplay repair kit, I mean get like a little tiny bag, like a Ziploc bag or whatever. I have like a carrying case kind of thing, like this big, like a size. And in that, my cosplay repair kit has a hot glue gun with extra glue sticks. I have tiny sheets of Worbla and Fibra. I have super glue. I have specific colors of nail polish or Sharpies in the colors of in my costume. I have needles and thread. I have scissors. I have Velcro and elastic. Just anything for any sort of malfunction that could happen in your costume, it's good to just have it. And it's been so useful. But just bringing that repair kit can save so many lives. Even if it's not your costume that's malfunctioning, but somebody else is freaking out, you can be like, hey, I have some hot glue with me. Do you need some? I can go plug it up for you. It's really helpful and it's a great way to make friends. Alright, next up, please bring snacks/water/medicine. Please bring medicine. I know that walking around in a costume in heels, in big bulky armor, in a wig that's way too tight for you, in contacts, etc. can hurt. I'm just really weak and I have a very weak immune system and chronic migraines, so I have to bring medicine with me everywhere I go. But for those of you who are not quite familiar with cons yet, things will hurt. You're walking around for hours and hours. Think of it as a theme park. But, like, no, think of it as Disney World, but you're like the Disney princess. Or Prince or Simba or whatever you want to be. It hurts after a while. It's fun, but there's a point in the day or the week you just start dying. Like, you're dying off. You're ready to go. So bring medicine and make sure you're all set. Next up, talk to people and ask questions. Especially if you're in a line for a panel, to meet a guest, to go in the costume contest, etc., in line to get in. I've made so many great friends from being in line with people. Most of my friends in cosplay I've met in line, and we bonded over either a like of each other's costumes or how we made the costumes, just like, or if we were in the same fandom, because it makes the time pass and you're not sitting there bored and dying because you don't have anything to do, like, at all. But you can talk to people and you can joke around, talk about your con experiences, talk about what you wanted to see, talk about things that happened during the week. Oh my god, did you see that so-and-so costume? Like, it's really fun. Talk to people, ask questions, ask them, hey, how'd you make your this? How'd you go about this? You said that your this was handmade. How'd you do that? I'm wanting to learn more about foam armor. Can you tell me where I can get more information? Or can you tell me how you made yours? Etc. It's really helpful. I've learned a lot of what I know from these line conversations and friendships that I made. So please, talk to people. It'll make their day. It'll make your day. It's gonna be great. Support small businesses. This one is more about actually going out and on the, like, dealer room floor. If you go to the art alley, I'd say, even if it's more expensive, instead of picking up like a couple things in the dealer room, pick up maybe one or two things in the artist alley. Because the dealer room, no offense, is mostly just kind of pre-manufactured, over-manufactured kind of stuff that you can get anywhere on eBay or Amazon or etc. I'm guilty, I bought a giant Deathwing, but they're really hard to find, so I had to get it. But I'm really into looking at the artist alley and buying a couple things from there as well, even if they're like stickers. Some of my favorite stickers, I'm going to show you my gross dirty laptop, but all of these stickers are from Brian Bear Animation, except for like the Sugar Pill one and this Harley Quinn one. But I always go by Brian Bear's booth when I see him at a con because I really love his art style and I really like stickers. So, and they're really cheap and they support an artist, which I really love. As a small business owner myself, it's really important to kind of share the love within small businesses, because otherwise that money is going to go into a large corporation that doesn't really need it. Get involved. I just talked about talking in lines, but you have to have something that you want to do, like to be in line for, to talk. So getting involved is a great way to make friends. You can go to panels about certain things. I've seen panels about different costume creation techniques. I've seen panels about certain fandoms. I actually got extra credit from going to a panel at a con for my citizenship teacher who was teaching a superhero themed course. So I got a crap ton of extra credit and left that class with an A-. So yeah, panels are really great. I usually don't have the patience to sit in them, but I mean, it's still really fun. But usually the panels that I'm interested in are in the middle of either prejudging or costume contests, so I have to like choose between the two. But yeah, there's panels, there's a costume contest, that one's always fun. If your costume's handmade, please definitely enter the costume contest. If it isn't, go attend it, or of course you can enter if that's a rule. But usually for most cons it's a rule of thumb that you have to have like at least a certain amount of your costume handmade. I'm not being like elitist or anything. There's some that don't require handmade, and those are more walk-on or masquerade skit kind of contests. But from costume contests, I've learned a lot of showmanship and ability to talk to people and it's just a really great time for me. There's different events at cons as well. I know some of them have dances and like masquerade balls and stuff like that. It's really fun. Take pictures. Alright, this one's going to be more of a do and a don't because I forgot to talk about picture taking. So take pictures because commemorating an event is a really great time. Like I said, I really love this picture that my mom took of me. I photoshopped this on, but this was beside the no smoking sign at Raleigh Supercon. And if you aren't familiar with World of Warcraft, her home gets burned down. So I thought I can just show you like a digital version of that picture. I don't know why I'm trying so hard. But yeah, that's always like one of my favorite memories. I also have pictures from the same con on the wall back here. This is me with Barry Bostwick, and this is me with Josh Keaton. And these are from other events. But I always love taking pictures of either me with other cosplayers and me with celebrity guests, or I've gotten a lot of pictures back from like costume contests and stuff. And just kind of seeing pictures of yourself that other people take is really cool. So I'm going to go on the don't side of that real quick before I get back into my conclusion. So the don't of taking pictures is don't take pictures without permission. This happened to me last weekend as Deathwing. I had a lot of people just kind of walking by and, you know, they kind of, I'm filming with my phone, so I'm going to use this, I'm going to use my foundation that has my entry ticket thing still stuck on it. But they'd be walking by and I'd be sitting there or like talking to someone and they'll be like, taking pictures of me or other cosplayers, and that's really rude, first of all, because like you can ask permission, and I know it's hard to ask permission, but personally as a cosplayer, I'd rather have good pictures of me out there on the internet and pictures that people who take them are happy of. I'd rather you take the 2 seconds to come over there and ask me if I can take a picture, give me like 2 seconds to get ready for it and get into a pose, and give you a good picture that you like and want to share, instead of me like with my mouth full or me like. I will show you some examples. So you can get pictures like this of taking pictures without permission, but most of the pictures that you're going to get are pictures like this. But here's what you get if you take a picture with permission. So it's really important because it's not only rude to people who don't like having their picture taken or are just there for the event, but it's just common decency, really. Imagine if I just came up to you in costume and took a picture of you because I wanted to. Like, that's really rude. So don't do that, please. Alright, so I think I'm going to go and conclude this video because I'm going to be going farther into these topics later in the week, in the months, and stuff. So this is more of my introductory video. I hope this has been helpful to you, and I hope this helps you plan for your next convention. I look forward to seeing you there, maybe if you're like East Coast-ish. But I look forward to hearing from you about your con experiences. Please let me know if you related to any of these, or how your first con experience went, or your worst con experience. Because I would love to hear stories. I really love reading stories, and I really love connecting with my audience. And if you like this, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!